Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome back to the Fenton Forest 4X map with me, the Farm Sim God. There's another morning here on Fenton Forest Farm, and for you eagle-eyed viewers out there, you'll notice it is actually the last day of spring. I've actually skipped ahead a day as I try to sort out a few things. When you last saw me, I was fertilising fields. So obviously all fields are fertilised. All fields that I can fertilise. We still have yet to seed 17 and 18. That is what I'm going to do today. But feeding the animals is priority number one job first thing every morning. Quick little excursion. Fill up with pig food. Make sure all the pigs have got their food for the day. Then we'll do the chickens and then the cows. Now, again, for the eagle-eyed viewers out there, you'll see that it's quite late in the day for me in real life. It's about 20 past 6 in the evening as I'm recording this on Monday, the 28th of October. And normally, people would be aware from the timestamps on a lot of my Fenton Forest videos that I tend to record these videos earlier in the day, because usually I'd be online playing multiplayer about now. I'd be on the server. Well, unfortunately, I haven't been feeling great today. I've been feeling a little bit under the weather. I've been putting off doing this recording, but eventually I've reached the point where I kind of just need to say to myself, stop being a pussy and get on with it. These videos are not going to record themselves. You've got work to do. Monday's recording day. You need to get videos recorded ready for the following weeks. So I'm going to try and push on, even though I'm feeling less than perfect, and try and get some recordings done this evening that I can then render out and upload ready for the second week of November, I think, based on my current upload schedule. I've uploaded videos today for the first week in November, which takes us up, I think, to episode 35. One of the things I've been trying to do today is bug fix why my grass isn't growing, and I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know whether it's whether it's a problem with the geo that I'm using, or whether it's a problem with Seasons Beta 34. I have seen on the season developers GitLab page type thing that someone has posted an issue about grass not growing or regrowing after it's been cut. In fact, but this was a problem that was a couple of months ago or a couple of weeks ago, which they supposedly fixed, but I noticed it's been reopened. So whether they've done something in one of the last updates the game, build whatever, build 34, which I think is the one I'm using now, and it's broke the grass growing again. I don't know, but I know my geo has some weird stuff in it. Certainly when I look at the files of my geo compared to some of the other geos you can download to use with Seasons, mine contains a lot of files that are duplicated from the main actual Seasons mod, and I don't know if that's such a good idea. I believe a geo should only have environment and weather information in it. It shouldn't have any like animal data, crop data, that sort of stuff. Because the only thing geos are effectively supposed to do is change the climate and weather of an area. Now, it's not going to be too difficult for me to fix. I mean, if I'm desperately in need of grass and I want to do grass, it's not going to be difficult for me to fix that area there, because I could just get the paintbrush out and repaint it. the train tool. Obviously, that being a field is more of an issue. That's going to be harder to fix in the long term. That doesn't regrow. I may end up having to plough it and plant crops on it instead if grass isn't going to grow. Come over here and we'll do this. Give the cows some TMR, which I prepared earlier. And I've already got my two seeders moved up to fields 17 and 18 that we're going to seed today. Did that off camera whilst I was doing the fertilising. Another couple of things I've done probably since the last video, I have got rid of the herbicide and manure tank things that were on the farm. I don't need them. And to be honest, I'm trying to... stupid dogs. I'm trying to find ways in which I can start to minimise some of the stuff I've got in this area. Because as anyone who will look in the top left of the screen will notice, because obviously I'm recording this with OBS rather than Shadowplay, because I think Shadowplay still has microphone issues. You will see my GeForce frame counter. And when I'm at the farm here, I get really bad frame rate. Look, single digit, 16, 17, low 20s. I'm not getting, you know, the amazing frame rate I should be getting with my system. Yet the minute I move away from the farm, the frame rate goes up. So I think I have too much stuff at the farm. I need to start getting stuff spread out a bit. And one of the things I was looking at was my equipment, some of the tools. And I'm basically thinking to myself now that this is a 4x map, chances of me using a manure spreader are nil. Chances of me using a slurry digestate spreader are probably also nil. Because quite frankly, they're just going to run out and require too much filling. Far too much filling. And refilling, and refilling, and refilling. Everything else I think is okay. I got rid of the manure and herbicide buy points. So yeah, everything else is okay. Also, something else, this is a teaser for slightly later on in the series. Obviously we've got the John Deere Cotton Harvester DLC, which isn't all that impressive of a vehicle. However, I have today been modifying my own version of it. And I think this will be a great upgrade. And make a much, much better machine than the case one. This is going to be quick. Also going to have quite a good capacity. Well, it's going to be about the same capacity as the case, but it's going to be quicker than the case. Which means I've managed to make the John Deere Harvester, you know, an actual worthy investment now of its 800 grand or whatever it costs. Right, we've about done everything we can do down here at the main farm. All the animals are fed. Sheep could use, pigs could use some corn and potatoes, but they'll have to wait. Chicken pens are getting full, although there is a lot of male white leghorns. May have to have a bit of a chicken selling session at some point. But anyway, we've got two seeders over here on 16 and 17. And basically what I'm going to plant, I've decided, I don't keep pressing all the wrong buttons, grabbing around vehicles. Right, I'm going to plant soybeans on field 17 because I'm aware that I don't have a soybean planted at all. I have no soybeans anywhere currently. And I know field 17 is not that big of a field. We won't get a lot of soybeans off of it. But hey, it's better than getting no soybeans. All. And then field 18, I'm going to plant cotton. Originally, I planned to plant cotton on both 17 and 18. But I actually decided in the end that I would much sooner have at least one field of soybeans. You can always do a much bigger cotton harvest next year. Especially if I find out that my John Deere cotton harvester works really well. If my custom edited one. And it is a custom edit. I've done it myself. I will not be making it available to the public because obviously there are certain legalities with messing with the DLC files that come with the game, because obviously the DLC files are encrypted. They're not actually, you know, standard mods. They're not standard zip files like most mods. They are encrypted, and I'm not sure whether it's against the terms of service to mess with those. Some people say it is. Some people say not, if you're doing it for your own personal use and then you're not, you know, redistributing or making any kind of profit from the DLC, which is something I wouldn't do. The fact that I now know how I can edit the DLC, vehicles and equipment, is good to know. I can now create duplicates of all the DLC vehicles and tools, and then tweak them to actually make them somewhat useful. Especially some of that Anderson stuff, you know. That bio baler for the wood chips, being able to actually make that, you know, actually make some decent sized bales, you know, with a decent, so you haven't got to keep stopping every 2 seconds to unload it, would be fantastic. Increasing the capacity on that baler would be one of the first things I do. Someone's already been kind enough to do the class tractors, so I don't have to worry about doing class tractors. But the class harvesters might be worth having a shot at, just to change the capacities a bit. To make them a bit more friendly for a single player like myself. Playing on these big maps, not much fun when your harvester needs to be emptied 2,000 times on a single field, because it gets full every 5 seconds. Because they only hold about 8,000 litres. I may have a go at tweaking those myself. But it's raining. Last day of spring and it's raining. Head into the summer. Well, like I say, things are going to be a bit interesting in the summer. Because if I have no grass to mow, I'm going to have to come up with some other ways of doing silage and making money. Suppose we could sell the wool pallets that I've been amassing and stacking up at the farm. We take the wool and get sold. Although probably people don't really want wool now. We're heading into summer. They want Bermuda shorts and flip-flops, don't they? But obviously we're going to need money. Can't go all summer long without selling anything. But the lack of grass is a bit disturbing, because that stops me doing silage to the BGA, stops me getting digestate, which then stops me getting fertiliser. It's a whole production chain that I've been cut out of. There's only so much. mean, we've got a couple of good crops though. Got a good couple of crops planted. Like I say, I did do 2 cornfields. Now, what I plan to do possibly with one of those fields is I could forage harvest it for chaff. Could forage harvest it. Get one of the class forage harvesters. Do some forage harvesting. That would be an interesting option, because again, that could then allow me, certainly if my grass is going to be a non-issue this year, still I could potentially make a lot of silage from the chaff. And plus, forage harvesting is not something I really have done a lot in the past, mainly because it's quite difficult to do again as a single player. Because without any fancy mods, the only way to do it in the single player game is to have a worker drive the harvester whilst you drive a tractor with a trailer close to it to empty into. And for me, that doesn't seem all that fun. I would much sooner drive the harvester. You know, it's an expensive bit of kit, it's an expensive bit of machinery. I would rather not, you know, buy one and then hand it straight over to one of the village idiots. But without mods, you can't do that. We'll give it a go. I mean, obviously I've got Courseplay installed, so if the worst comes to the worst, although I don't think Courseplay really works, I can use Courseplay to drive the tractors and trailers for me still. I still think I'm going to have problems driving the harvester myself. Unless I drive the harvester with the unload here option and just have it dumping as I drive up and down the fields. And then I pick up whatever I dump using a loading wagon. I'm not sure if that's an option, whether I can do it that way. Getting very wet on this lovely spring day. So we'll wait and see. When we tick over into summer, we'll see if my grass has started to grow. If not, it may be a case of me just digging up those 2 fields. I'm going to hire a worker to finish this field off. Wrong machine. Wrong way on the old tabby tab. Here's the other tractor I placed here earlier. This one is going to be planting the cotton for me. I very nearly planted cotton the other day. I almost very nearly planted the cotton the other day off camera. And then I kind of remembered my own kind of warning from a couple of episodes back to pay attention to the temperature, and it wasn't quite warm enough, hence why I've skipped a day. As well, that's another reason for skipping a day, is because it just wasn't quite warm enough to plant cotton. But now we've got the temperature, well, the temperature's bang on at the minute, it's 16 degrees, but I think that's because it's raining. Had to take a guess. Let a worker do this. I will stay here though between these two just in case they run out of seed and stuff, because obviously we've got the seed tractor over here, the new Seed Express machine thing. Yeah, we'll have a look at So forage harvesting could be a way for me that looks a bit bit naff, doesn't it? Look at it. Look at that. Oh god, doesn't that look like a crap mod? That looks like it's been made by a 4-year-old. We've got the big M's. Big M's. Really mods? Where's the big X? 1180 by Stevie. So where's the, what's that one? That one come from? Whose is that one? Oh, is that from the poplar harvester, perhaps? Yeah, the poplar harvester. So what I think we might go for is obviously one of these jobbies. The lovely 3D tracks, look. Long pipe. Would probably need GPS, but look at that, nearly $500,000 for that machine, and that's without a header. Oh boy. Look then, forage harvester headers. Orbis 750, 9 meters. Direct disc 500. Pick up 300. Okay, slightly different model to that one. Orbis 750, direct disc 610. A bit different from that one. One that just does grass. John Deere Kemper 460 cutter. Poplar harvester. That's the one we want. We're going to want one of them for doing poplars. As I say, we will need one of those for doing the corn harvesting. Okay, 2 fields of corn. Might be as wise to forage harvest field 25, as I think that's the smaller of the two. And then let these fields grow. Interestingly, again, I notice we don't seem to have fertilisation, which I know is not an issue. Lime missing in a couple of places. My fields don't have weeds. Now maybe that's because I've preemptively sprayed and done all the usual good stuff. That's a possibility. Good thing is we're getting full fertilisation on the fields here. Very nice to know. So these boys and girls are doing very well. So all our crops will be planted at this point. Spring will be done. We'll head into the summer. Doing animal wise. Quite a few pigs. Keep our eye on those. They're half a year. Really need to wait for a year, really. Or because I've bought male pigs, when these are 6 months old, buy another 100 pigs. And then when these ones reach a year old, sell these ones off, buy another load of pigs. Do like I'm doing on Lone Oak, where I stagger the pigs by 6 months. So when we sell one lot, we bring in a new lot, and then we've already got an established maturing group already. So every 6 months we're getting pigs sold, new pigs purchased. As for the cows, I don't know how the cows work yet. I've not really looked into that. The sailors, and did we have milk producing cows? I can't remember if we did or not. Yeah, we got Irish shears, didn't we? We got some female Irish shears. We're waiting for them to give birth, basically, because they're not going to produce any milk until they've had baby cows. And to be honest, we might just go down the road making beef cattle, doing beef cattle farming. Don't worry about milk production. Get a load of male cows in. Get lots of slurry produced. What are we doing on the slurry? 35,000 on the cows. 59,000 on the pigs. Not bad. I've already emptied them once, so the manure slurry storage silo at the farm has already got enough slurry in it that we could do a couple of runs up to the BGA if we were that desperate. We've got about 181,000, I think, litres in there at the minute. We would have enough to do 2 full runs up to the BGA. How much is the BGA paying for slurry at the minute? $400. Not more than the manure. I'm pleased I'm probably not making manure then on this map. We might also look at maybe doing some contracts during the summer. Field 21, 109 grand, fertilising gig. Field 42, 74,000. Field 36, 97,000. $36 is 97 grand. That's the big one on that side of the map. 42 and 21. 21 is down here. The big one down here. And 42 is the big one up there. So yeah, three big fields on the map, not owned by me, have got 3 very big fertilising contracts, which I could undertake, I suppose, in the summer. If I'm looking for ways to make some cash. I could do fertiliser truck. It is my fertiliser truck. What I could do is I could empty the slurry out of the cows and pigs now, top this bad boy up to 100,000 litres and have a quick run up to the BGI. I can also check to see if I've left any digestate up there that needs to come back for use in fertilising. production, fertiliser production. I started making some liquid fertiliser in the last episode, didn't I? Because I put an extra 75,000 litres of fertiliser into that machine. Because I kind of needed to top that up. Because believe it or not, fertilising field 22, 23, 24, 26 in this field here, used a lot of fertiliser. I used... Even with the Hardy Rubicon and my Fent, I had to refill them a couple of times a piece to finish those fields. So even my little refill machines that we've got, the little refill silos down near the fields, they're going to need to be refilled. They're going to need to be refilled quite substantially. Because I only put 100,000 litres in each, and well, we've pretty much used most of that. And they need to have quite a bit more liquid fertiliser put in them and stored in them in future. Not quite full. We'll go get a little splash from the manure place. I think there's about 181,000 litres in it. Well, that's what I transferred the other day. I'll have a ride up to the BG8 and see. Oh no, it's 203,000, so not enough to do 2 runs. Well, 2 runs after this, actually. I really wanted to. Might as well try and bring in a bit of income. Beyond our standard daily property income from the greenhouses, the wind turbine and stuff like that, which obviously make us the solar panels on the building roofs, which make us a little bit of income each day. Basically covers the animal keeper cost, cleaning the pens, which is costing me about 12 grand a day now because of the amount of animals we've got. And it will increase as we get more and more as the chickens keep reproducing. Keep our eye on the At least the wipers work on this truck. If you've got the MAN TGX Kipper truck from the mod hub, the windscreen wipers are very broken on that vehicle. The wipers actually like move off the truck. Two guys will be getting the corn and sunflowers soybeans and cotton planted. They're doing that job fantastically for me. I'm going to have a look at sorting out the chickens now then for a few minutes. Sell off a lot of the redundant male ones that don't produce eggs and do anything useful. Enough there for two trips to the place. Right, Rhode Island red male, you're gone. You're gone. You're gone. You're gone. You're gone. Sell all these. All that many in this pen. Pen might have the most chickens in it, I think. I think it's the other pen that's worse. The number of male chickens that have been born is vastly outnumbered the female ones, and as a result, one pen doesn't make as many eggs as the other pen. I mean, obviously in a perfect world you only want the female chickens in the pen, so you probably wouldn't even want roosters in there. If all you're worrying about is egg production, don't even put roosters in with your females. Just buy all the fill the pen up with females and then just let them make eggs, and when they die off after a couple of years, replace them. A lot of these have just hatched. Let's go and have a look at the two pens. One's got 358 in it now, and one's got 434. I reckon this was the smaller pen then. Possibly was the smaller pen. It's probably going to have even less in it now. I'll do this. So, you're sold, you're sold, you're sold, you're sold. Because basically the male chickens are just eating food and not contributing anything. I know some people would say, well, that's men in general. The feminists out there would probably say that's men in general. But yeah, on a farm it's particularly bad. The male animals are particularly bad. You don't want them. Unless it's pigs and cows, which you're fattening up, which you're going to have more meat, better off selling. And it's probably like the sheep as well. The rams are probably bigger than the ewes, so you probably want male sheep if you can get them. They will have more wool. Sorting out your animals in seasons does take time. There's no quick way to do this. You just have to go through it. Sold a few more that time. That's got the pens down to 346 and 358. So, wow, that was a lot of chickens. Not making tons of inroads onto the old egg production, but that's kind of how it goes. How are we doing on the old wool? Nearly got a load of pallets to shove into the storage bin. The mature cows. They're your females. Got your sailors. So how old are they when you buy them? I never really checked on the cows to see what was going to be good animals to purchase. Sailors start at 0.8. The Ayrshire start at 1.9. Limousine start at 0.6 years old, so they're a little bit younger. I think we'll probably get rid of the Ayrshire's. I think the Ayrshire's will probably go. We'll end up with the Holsteins and the Sawmills as our, you know, our animals of choice. Same with the pigs. We'll just keep Berkshires and Gloucestershire's, I think. Gloucestershire's are rocking in at $604 at the minute. That seems a bit high. Value. So I'm not going to buy any new ones yet because they're a bit pricey. Those prices seem to be a little bit pricey to me. Our cedar's finished. Yes, is the answer. Almost. Actually done a bad job of the field edge, bless him. So why should I have a problem with the field edge? Got a problem with the top, has he? Of the field? Double check. You missed a bit down there though. Won't have missed any there because that's the bit that I did. Probably missed a bit when I took where he took over from me. Looks like he's missed a little strip here. Other than that, all we've already got like germination failing and crop failing and stuff. But I shouldn't get any crop failing today because it's raining, which means any potential drought in the soil be an issue. I do need to do the tops of the field, look. Kind of struggling a bit. I think the weight on the front of these tractors is a little bit too heavy. Never know, we may be investing in some new ones soon. Of a slightly lighter green variety. Right, I can actually help out the other guy now because I could drive along the top of the field and sort out the cotton seeding. Finished the field yet? Still be working. Don't see him. There he is. Coming into shot now. We should ask him, dude, why have you taken like 20 hours to get up this field? This field really that much bigger? Didn't take all that long to do 17. And to keep the centre of the tractor on the field edge. Use that as my marker. We'll also fix the sheep issue as well in a second. Take us too long. Lift up at the end. Power off. Fold her up. This fella will be heading back to the farm. Also, if it wasn't because I would lose a lot of the, I would lose the fertilizer and the seed, I would reset him. I would just reset him back to the farm and say, there we go. Right, I want to be in my cat truck, which is strategically parked here. Works perfectly for this job. Push. Yeah. Wool has gone into storage. For anyone keeping track, we have got 16 pallets in that one. We've got 41 in that one. When we have enough to fill the big trailer, we'll take the big trailer and sell them all. Yes, we'll get rich. Right. I'm going to now jump back into the truck over here. I'm going to take this up to the BGA. I'm going to thank you guys for watching today's episode. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'll be back in the next episode, which will be summer, so once I turn the camera off, I will fast forward a bit of time, and then I'll start recording again, more or less straight away instantly, but it will be day one of summer, and we'll hopefully see what needs to be done. So anyway, I'll catch you again in the next episode. For now, from me, see what you say? It's goodbye.